So good morning. It looks like there's sunshine out. Oh my god, it's really warm. What a relief to feel that. The tent's dry. I'm walking out of the camp, and because I now know I'm going to be like exploring this stuff, it's just ignited me inside. Even before I'm there, I'm kind of like, I'm already wanting to gush about everything. Look at it just opens up over there. You can't see it in the camera, but above the green little bush, you can just make out like the tops of what's beautiful. Let me spin you around. Right, there you go. Can you see above the green, like the tops of the mountains? And it runs all the way along. It's just beautiful. And like as I'm walking towards it, I'm getting proper like just buzzing, just loving life. Absolutely just loving life. And it's available to all of us to love life. We just got to find our thing. And like I'm always saying, we find our thing, undo them beliefs. Undo the traditional beliefs, the generational beliefs, the societal beliefs of what we are and how we should be. We don't need to tick all the boxes of the good human, but like we've been told, we can actually do what we want if we decide that's what we want to do. And that's why I do these videos, to try and just show people, look, we don't need millions, you don't need to be the best at everything. You just need to want to do it, and then do it. I know you can't probably quite see that on the video, like from here, from my perspective, but what I just showed you on the close-up, that outline of the mountains from here is really visible. It's just like layer upon layer upon layer of just mountains. It's the most inspiring thing you can ever see. It's just incredible. Sorry. It's just amazing. I get lost for words, which those of you who have met me know that's quite a thing. But yeah, nature, we are this. When I look at this, I'm like, with the consciousness that's evolved out of this, and we have the ability to observe our consciousness. We know that we're conscious. You know, so we're observing ourselves was the same as this. It's like, this is getting really gushy, I can't help it. But this, we are all from the same thing. All of us, the rocks, the water, the fish, the birds, other people, other species, the mountains. We're all in this together, if that makes sense. We're all in this together. This is why it's this, you know, one love, one people, one race, one species. There should be no division. If people spent more time out in this kind of stuff and got that connection that I feel, that passion that I feel for this, that love that I feel for this, or for whatever it is in their life that they want to feel it for, none of us would hold this hatred if we could just see between our differences or find beauty in the differences of each other. You know, like we do with dogs, all the different species, or the cats, you know, all the lions and tigers and jaguars, whatever. We see the beauty in all the different species, and we're no different. We're just beings. Okay, I'm getting a bit... this is what happens. This is what happens when I come out here. It gets me, you know. Anyway, right, I'll leave it there. But I hope you're enjoying this, guys. This is the beautiful Lake District. Just tugs at my heartstrings. It's fantastic. I love you all. Take care, guys. Sometimes I just can't get my head around the beauty that is the United Kingdom. I absolutely love this place. I love this whole, just the whole thing about it. It's stunning. Absolutely stunning. Let me spin you. Ain't that beautiful? So I'm in a town called Keswick. I don't know what these mountains are called, guys, but in reality, when you're seeing them, and on the video, they might look quite small. In reality, they're huge. But it's not the size of this stuff that ever kind of really hits me hard. It's just the wanton, I don't know what, I can't get the words out to describe just how stunning it is. It's mind-blowing. The Lake District is just like a wow factor of, I mean, let me spin you right the way around. There is just, I am surrounded by the most gorgeous mountains. They're all behind this tree as well, but obviously I'm too close. But all of that there, look at the clouds sitting on top of the mountain there. I was going to go up there tonight, but it's got a bit too late, so well, I haven't been looking. I've just been looking at other mountains, so I've not really looked for anywhere to sleep yet. But I thought you might enjoy that little bit there. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. So, I'm sorry that I have disappeared for so long, but guys, the Lake District seems to have its own weather going on. It's rained relentlessly for the last week or so, and so I've pitched myself up in this campsite with the most spectacular views. I'm going to do 2 or 3 nights here. It's only £6 a night, which is absolutely incredible. It's got all the facilities as well, but it's incredible for the Lake District. I hope you're enjoying these in the background. I'm on very high ground myself here, which is why these in the camera might not look so high. But they truly are just magnificent things to be looking at. And my tent, which is just here, is looking out across that. Absolutely. I'll spin you around. There you go. That's my view from the tent. Let me zoom in a bit, see if it's any good. But these are just gorgeous mountains. I don't know. I don't actually know what these are called. I'm kind of that kind of guy. I'm not too interested in labels of things and stuff like that. I mean, it might be interesting to know what they are, but to me, they're just, you know, they're kind of just things that are there. And I marvel at them. But there you go. Isn't that beautiful? I love being able to share this with you lot. I really, really do. to do this, as some of you have said, requires a fair bit of courage, I guess. I don't like saying that about myself, and honestly, with this channel and the subscribers that I have who have come along, you have literally at times been my backbone. So I love being able to share this with you lot. So listen to that. Just nothingness, just total stillness. You'll often hear me say in my videos about like the mountains will speak to you. What I mean by that is, it's a very corny thing to say, but I can't help it. We know this by now. What I mean by that is, when you come into nature, you come deep into nature with that, and you start kind of really realizing that you are nature. And by the way, if that's something that you can kind of logically understand, but we laugh it away, then we're missing something that's so vital to us as humans. We're really missing that. We are nature, and when we know that, like have a deep knowing of that, that really is probably the major ingredient to getting rid of conditioning, or being able to observe conditioning. I haven't got rid of my conditioning as such. I just know when it's playing, and then I don't play. You know, I don't play with the conditioning, if you like. I then go and do my own thing. Which annoys a lot of people, but you guys seem to love it, and I'm so grateful for that, genuinely. But what I mean about the mountains will speak to you is, there's so much stillness here, there's so much quiet here, and you start to feel that connection with nature, and that makes you feel almost insignificant in life, but not insignificant in a kind of negative way. It's more of an insignificance in a very grounding way, like nothing that we're paying attention to in our life is majorly important unless we really make it out to be important. Now, there's a few exceptions to the rules there, guys. Obviously, you know, like kids and family, whatever else. But the things that we really stress about, or these are my experiences, by the way, the things that I used to really stress about, that just didn't need stressing about, because we place extra emphasis on everything. You know, like if we're struggling to pay our mortgage, not only are we struggling to pay our mortgage, but deep underneath that struggle to pay the mortgage is a feeling that we've failed, like we're not good enough, like we haven't achieved what we should have achieved because everyone else can afford to pay their mortgage. Well, I haven't even got a mortgage. I've got no chance of getting one unless this channel sort of kind of blows up. And then I start earning thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds, which we know is possible on YouTube. But at that point, let me just digress here. At that point, let me ask you this, asking myself this rather. What does a guy do who has lots of money, who doesn't need that money, who finds complete and utter happiness and contentment here? What good could someone do with that? I say this to people when I see them face to face. And it's a lovely thing, you know, it's a lovely thing to kind of be on the threshold of doing that, if you like, having that money come in at some point. I'm in no rush for it, and if it comes, awesome. If it doesn't, awesome. This is what I will be doing regardless. And if I did have lots of money coming in, that money goes out on other things to kind of serve the world, if you like. And if that makes me sound like a humanitarian, then I guess it does. That's not how I mean it, but it's just reality. It's just how I now see things. I've said it before in another video, when we let go of our belief that we need money in order to be happy, or we need the things that money can buy us in order to be happy. And by happy, if we look deep at that, what we actually mean by that is we just want to find peace. We want to find the peace enough that we can do and explore the world as we want to do and explore the world. And we keep believing that we need lots of money to do that. And that's why I leave these videos. Is because I'm trying to show we actually don't. Would it make it easier if I had a bit of money? Of course it would. Do I want it easy right now? Not really. I kind of like the struggle. Do I want it so easy? Let's imagine someone in my family was an accidental millionaire. Right, I'm going right off topic here. But some of you say you like it when I do this. Let's say there was an accidental millionaire and they didn't know, and they died and they left me millions. Well, that's game over at that point, isn't it? I would still do this, but I can then afford to buy the camper van that I would ultimately like to get. I can buy a little room somewhere that would give me that base, if you like, that I could always venture back to. I could get better equipment straight away. Do you get what I'm saying there? I can go to anywhere in the world I want to go to and explore it, and nothing wrong with that. This is always the thing I'm trying to say. If that would give you total gratification, if you like, then that's fine. These videos are always about how I feel about stuff, and I always think that more of us should be sharing how we feel about things, because then we learn from one another. You know, it opens this third eye even more, and we can all see a little bit into each other's lives and think, oh, that works for Tobe, maybe that kind of thing would work for me. Anything that we want to do that's ultimately good for us is normally hard work. You know, we can take that in terms of fitness or changing your body shape, giving up smoking, having a better diet. It's all hard at first because we're making changes to ourselves, to our habitual self. You know, and anything, if you think about this, anything that we don't know is going to be hard because we don't know it. You know, like when you pick up if you start wanting to play the piano, at first it's really hard to start playing the piano because we don't know how to do it. Go forward 2 years with that and we can now play the piano fluidly. And then when it comes to learning or mastering even harder pieces of music, we can do it easier, or we become more accepting of the fact that mastering that piece of music is going to be hard work, but we now enjoy the journey because we know we can get there, because we've already done it once before when we didn't know how to play a note, and now we can play all the notes, but now we just have to play them in some kind of order. You know, it's the same with anything that we're doing. But we have this tendency as humans to think to ourselves that because we don't know something straight away, that somehow we failed. And we just haven't. We just haven't failed. If anything, we've all been successful because we've all been bred to believe that we're failures, but yet we're all watching videos like this of a guy trying to change his life. You know, which tells me that I'm trying to change my life and you guys are very similar to me, or I'm very similar to you, you know, because we're all kind of sharing and indulging in this together. So to me, that would say that we're extremely successful, because against all the odds of being conditioned to believe that we failed or we're not quite good enough or to stay in our lane or to not progress in life, the fact that we're trying to do that, for me, that says, well, that's a victory right there, because you're kind of you're living fluidly how you would wish to. You're not just giving in to the narrative, or I'm not anyway. I'm not just giving in to the narrative. It's not even now a case of giving into the narrative. I don't even see the narrative anymore, guys. I just create my own one. Whenever I don't like the current narrative, I just make my next one up. It's so good. Living free of the fear of what others think of you. It's a wonderful feeling. Anyway, I know some of you said you like it when I do those little talks. I always kind of get a little bit conscious that maybe it sounds patronising or whatever, but it's how I see things, you know. It's how I see things, and that might change. It might change. It's the beauty of everything. It just might change. Anyway, I'm going. Right, love you all to pieces. That there, that little green thing, that's my tent. So I just realised that in that last little clip that I didn't actually get to the bottom of what I mean when I say the mountains kind of speak to you. What I meant by that was, so we get that connection with kind of nature, and the silence that we have out here, like the physical silence that we have out here, it starts to make us feel like we're the insignificance part that I explained before. And through that, I always find that I can then hear what I actually want. It sounds so cheesy, but I can actually hear what I can hear myself think, if you like. Thinking is not the right word, but I can't think of anything else. But you know, it's this, when the voices are removed, when that conditioning is removed, there you are. and the silence that this brings, and it's so vast, it's so big, it's mesmerizing. So that kind of wonderment, if you like, that wonderment that you can feel with this stuff, that causes the silence of all the conditioned voices about got to get home to make the dinner, got to get the pick the kids up, got to pay the mortgage, what time have I got to be to work, where have I got to be, blah 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 blah, and on we go and on we go and on we go, living through the conditioned mind that tells us we constantly need to be doing something. It's just waterful, you know. It's that silence, and then that's what I mean by you can hear they kind of, I feel like they speak to me, is because I'm actually talking to myself, if you like, and I can hear what the next phase of my journey is. You know, it's really hard to explain, but it's not hard to explain to those who are maybe hikers or wild campers who spend a lot of time in nature, who probably can relate to what I'm saying. I'm always trying to get through to those guys who are feeling maybe slightly crushed. You know, this is really it. If you're overlooking the effect that nature can have on you, this is incredible where I am. If you're overlooking the effect of what nature can have on you, you know, think again, guys. I bang on and on and on about this because it's so important. A few years ago, guys, I wasn't sure if I was going to be here. You know, by that, I don't like talking about this stuff. A lot of my old subscribers know this, but I don't like talking about this stuff. But I nearly terminated myself, you know, and now I'm here. And you can see on my face how happy I am. And that it's that there that I want to get through to people. And I try and share how I've done that. And the things, I guess, which I have real firm belief in, like nature is pretty much the planet's pharmacy. It can cure pretty much everything. You know, the things that I'm real passionate on that I think will make a difference, I will push them. I will just push them because I know what they've done for me. Anyway, I just thought I'd get that little bit in, but currently coming down the other side of that mountain now, and there's beautiful woodlands. I don't know what's down here. Let's have a little look while I'm here. And just beautiful, untamed nature. Just untamed nature, nothing telling it where to go, what to do, how to be, what it should wear, which way it should face. You know, you're in my space. Oh, I'm taller than you. You know, trees aren't doing that to each other. And we're no different from the trees. Sometimes I hear what I'm saying, by the way, and it makes me laugh because I'm aware of what I sound like compared to, like, I have a memory comes up of how I used to be. If I had heard myself talking a few years ago, say 6-7 years ago, I would have been like, mate, shut up. You know, it's just like, so that's why I do these videos. That's why I get so passionate about them, because I'm like, how I was 5 or 6 years ago was an illness, was an unseen illness in me. How I was destroying my life, how I was slowly killing myself to the point where I wanted to terminate myself. You know, and there's so many of us doing that, and that's why I will never shut up. That's why I will go on and on and on about this stuff. And I hope you guys stick around. I hope the channel grows. I hope it has an effect on some of you. And like I've said in lots of my Dark Night of the Soul stuff, people aren't going to agree with everything I say. That's fine. This is all part of the... By removing the expectations that we have on life sometimes, that's where we can ultimately find our freedom, our peace and our happiness, is by removing that expectation. So when I leave these videos, I don't have any expectation of everyone thinking that I'm great and really wise and knowing what I'm talking about. A lot of the time I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just speak free of the fear of what you think of me. So I say what needs to come up. I say what I need to say and not what I think I should say to impress you. You know, it's what I feel I need to say in the moment, and that might change by the time I get to the bottom of the hill. And that's the wonderful thing. But if I had an expectancy that I thought, oh no, these videos should get 1 million likes and 500 subscribers every video I get, then I would feel like like I'm not achieving anything. So I've learned how to remove all expectancy, and I just say what I need. need to say, and I hope you guys like a lot of it, and those that if there's bits of it that you don't like, that's fine as well. You know, that's what it's about. Just share this stuff. Anyway, this video's got really deep. I'm kind of nervous about putting this one out, if I'm honest with you, because sharing your thoughts is always kind of a vulnerable thing, guys. I've got to shut up and turn you around. Hang on. So beautiful. You hear the water running down the river. You can't see it on the video. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go and I'm going to enjoy this. I hope you're enjoying this one. I really do. I hope I'm not saying anything that upsets people or anything like that. It's never the intention. Like I say, take from it what you like and leave the rest behind, or whatever else. I just hope maybe you just enjoy walking through nature with me, because I genuinely enjoy doing it and sharing it with you guys. And by the way, a couple of people actually said, turn the phone off and enjoy it. Guys, for every probably minute or 2 minutes of recordings I do on here, I got 5 or 6 hours of me stuff going on. So this path, this mountain, I've been on this mountain now for about 5 hours, going up and down the other side. And this is what, a 20-minute video. So there you go. I take a lot of it in, guys. But I always appreciate your concern. Anyway, I really am going, because I'm doing what I used to do, which is keep going on and on and on. So, peace. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're enjoying it.